Okay, so you know how there's like that age-old question in like TV shows and the parents always say, aka, well, if all your friends are jumping off a bridge, would you jump off it? Unfortunately, I have my answer because I was in that scenario as a teen, and unfortunately, my answer was yes. Okay, let me break it down. Okay, so first things first, that bridge was a pier, and second, I guess, there was a bunch of signs that said, don't jump off this, but the, like, kids that lived near that pier, they were like, oh, let's go jump off the pier. They did it all the time, so I was like, okay. Now, okay, I was 16 at the time, and I had moved from my hometown of Sacramento, my little suburbs. Sorry, I dropped the brush I was going to pick up. Anyway, so I moved from the suburbs to LA, to like near the beach, and there wasn't a lot of kids, so I spent like a year before I met these kids, like with not very many friends, just like a little desperado. I was a homeschooler nerd, you know what I mean? So I finally made some friends, and we were hanging out, and they were like, oh, let's go jump off the pier, and I was like, sick. Okay, so all of y'all that know me, you know I am a stringent rule follower. Like, I was like, what are the rules and how can I follow them to like the exact letter of the law? I was very much like, I'm never stepping one pinky toenail out of line, literally ever. I don't know. I guess there's something about being like 16 and hormones and desperate for friends where you're just like, I'll jump off the bridge. No, guys. Granted, I didn't know the reason why you weren't supposed to jump off this pier. And if I did know, I definitely would not. But I was using the logic of like, okay, these people, they seem to jump off this like pier all the time. And everyone seems to be fine. So I guess it's okay. And also it was like nighttime, which was like double scary. And like, I don't know why I did this. I'm literally like thinking back and like picturing it. And I'm like, what got into me? Why would I mean, I do like cliff jumping, but like responsible cliff jumping, you know? So yeah, I have no clue what the heck got into me, but I was like, okay, looks like I'm jumping off this pier. And like the thing is, when I decide to do something, I like do it. It takes me a long time to decide sometimes, but after I decide, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump, and then I'm off like 5 seconds later. So I literally was like, okay. And I literally jumped into the ocean in the dark off of this pier. 16 years old. That's like probably the most rebellious or stupid, like dangerous thing I've done. And I didn't realize you weren't supposed to jump off this pier because there was a storm and it broke a bunch of the pier. So there's like broken pieces of pier under the pier where you could like land on and like not be good. So yeah, that is the time that I jumped off a bridge because all my friends are doing it. And I learned a big lesson, aka don't jump off piers because all your friends are jumping off the pier. Because then you will cry for like an hour the next day because you're like, what did I do? I'm so irresponsible. But yeah, please, if you're gonna cliff dive, jump off cliffs, whatever, do it responsibly. Do it responsibly. I forgot to do a lip color. 1 second. I cannot believe I did that. Why did I do that? What was I hoping to achieve with that? I don't know. Like, all cliff dive or jump off of cliffs here that are, like, sussed out and, like, my brother will swim around under the water, make sure there's no, like, wild rocks or jagged pieces of pier. It frightens me that I did that in the dark and I had to swim back to the shore. It was, I don't know. Why did I do that?